What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Cloud O Smoke YouTube channel. T-Cloud here, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. I got a box here full of goodies for my good old Masterbuilt, so stick around and see what we're going to do to it. Alright, so what we're going to do today is we're going to give the old Masterbuilt 1050 some love. I absolutely love this thing, except for a couple things. One being the racks. I plan on trying to do a lot of big cooks with this, and there's plenty of room in here, but these little warming racks just don't cut it. So there's a company out there called LSS Mods. He makes modifications for the Masterbuilt Gravity series. I've already got a couple in this. When I bought this one, I went ahead and did the firebox mod to keep it, you know, from rotting out. And I've got the cover underneath the charcoal hopper lid just to kind of help seal it all up. But I've got a pretty big cook going on where I need to use as much space as possible, and I'm not a big fan of smoking directly on these grates because of how close it is to the fire. So I need some more space up here, and like I said, that's not going to cut it. So let's get this box opened up and see what kind of goodies we got. All right, before I go opening this up, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but proudly made in USA. So let's see what is in our box of goodies. So now we've got some nice, all stainless cooking racks. So that's the top one. This is the bottom one. That's going to give us so much more space. And along with that comes some new brackets. Oops. And of course, the instructions. So, let's get this stuff installed. All right, so to make these racks work, we have to remove the factory brackets that came with the grill. Because of this right here, we're not going to be able to slide that whole rack in. So to do that, there's 2 screws per bracket. We got a set of brackets for the middle shelf and a set of brackets for the top shelf. So I'll get these knocked out. We're going to reuse the factory screws, and then we're going to install the new brackets like so. All right, so as y'all saw, I had a bit of an issue trying to get the lid closed with the new racks in it, and I thought it was getting hung up on my thermometer end. But what seems to be happening is it's getting caught at the edge of the rack and the inside lip of the hood. I'm sure after I use it a couple times, it's already starting to work better, but there's a lot more space on that now. The one thing I wish I could do, or maybe make a new set of brackets, is I feel like there's too much room between here. I mean, that's probably 5 or 6 inches. I would like the ability to move this grate down. So if somebody would make a bracket for these, but make it, I don't know, that much taller with some different slots in it, maybe not that high, but maybe that right there. I know this is the bracket for the rotisserie if you were to have it, and then you got your actual rotisserie plug on that side. But it would be cool to have the adjustability to drop this rack down some more, so I don't feel that way you don't feel like you're too close between this rack and this rack, because that's only about, you know, four or so inches. But overall, I'm pretty pleased with what I'm seeing so far. This weekend will be the real test to see how these do. All right, so another test. I got a pork butt here. It weighs about 9.5 pounds. I want to see how these fit on here, because that's the whole reason I got this. And I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but there's not a whole lot of room there. It's actually touching the top rack. Now maybe if I take it out of the wrapper, it might deform and fit a little bit better. Maybe some support in the middle, like going across, might make this a little bit more sturdy. Then on the top, I'm kind of curious to see, I mean, the lid closes. I don't see any soot or anything on this, so I'm assuming it's not touching. So I could fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe some more if I use the bottom. But like if I'm doing pork butts, I want to put some sort of grease trap, grease tray down there. And again, I don't like being them that close to the fire. So again, this weekend will be the big test. I plan on trying to cook at least 80 pounds of pulled pork for a local softball tournament. So we'll put it to the test and see how it turns out. All right, so after some closer investigation, I was trying to figure out what was rubbing on the hood. It's actually this. So I don't have any time this week to fix this, but I think I'm gonna have to grind that down, because that is what keeps focus. That's what keeps catching on the hood. There it is. That's where it's catching. So you can see the shiny spot, and it's catching right there. You can see where the metal is on it. All right, so I was curious, and I was able to reinstall the factory warming rack using the new brackets, which I'm glad that I can do that. That gives me some more versatility, so I don't have to always use this big one up top, because I like to cook my jalapeno poppers up here, and you guys know I love my jalapeno poppers, especially when they come from D&D Meats in Wood, West Virginia. Check them out. But this just gives me some more versatility. I don't like cooking them down low because that bacon fat dripping down on the manifold. Even, you know, I've got the deflector on the manifold. It still shoots out sparks, and that could catch the manifold on fire. And nobody wants burnt bacon or their grill on fire. So other than that, I've got to season these. So as you can see, I've got the smoke coming out of the charcoal chamber. LSS Mods instructions say to run this at 400 degrees for an hour to burn off any of the oils during the machining process. So we're going to do that. Again, I got these from LSS Mods. You can find them on Facebook. I bought these off his website, so I'll put a link down in the description where I bought those. I did have to wait for like a month for these to come back in stock, but I have high hopes for these. We'll see when I go to do this softball tournament how it turns out. But other than that, thanks for hanging out with me today, and we'll see you next time.